We are live on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. This is our Crown Jewel review. As you can see, I'm your host, Andy Burrows, and I'm joined by my illustrious co-host and tag team partner, Mr. Adam Cousins. Adam, what a time to go live after one of the worst pay-per-views I think I've ever seen in my entire life. What did you make of Crown Jewel, bro?
Uh, Struggled. I mean, I don't know. I can't even say jet lag because it was only a 2-hour flight. So
You only went to Spain, mate.
I went to Spain, come back, and I had this to watch.
Yeah.
It was shocking, wasn't it? It really was shocking. I don't really know what else to say about it. It was just shocking.
No, the match of the night was probably the first one. If you had, it's hard. I was just watching the start of Ringside Report that Dave Simon does, and he was saying it's hard to choose a match of the night. I mean, the first match, I guess, I thought Seth and Drew was a good match. There was no real surprises that we can get until we said me and you called Logan Paul.
Yeah.
That's fucking sent everyone into meltdown on Twitter and Facebook, and all a lot of my friends are moaning about it. But yeah, I don't know. Match of the night. What do you reckon, Seth? It's got hard to
Yeah.
choose.
It's either Seth or Logan's was probably the match of the night. I had there was an interesting. Someone tweeted out something quite interesting before the Crown Jewel went on the air, and it said, "Wouldn't it be interesting if Priest cashed in and then had Cody later on for the title?"
Mm.
And that would have been interesting. And they did tease the cash in. They did tease it. But teasing was the appropriate words. Obviously, Sami Zayn took the briefcase away from Priest at that point. I think those were the best two. The rest of them, I mean, people on Twitter were waxing lyrical over the women's 5-way.
Yeah, mate, it was the women's matches. But I did. In talking to the women's match, there's a This is how badly WWE didn't rate this show. They've got a show going on right now in Rochester, New York.
Yes, I did know there was
How
that
bad is that? This is meant to be a premium live event, yet you can't even bring over the whole roster.
Well, I would say I'd be surprised, but I'd be lying if I would say that. But the women's 5-way, people were like waxing lyrical about that, saying it was a great. I thought it was a really weak match, to be quite honest with you. The ending was, people saying how good the ending was, but it just took an age for Raquel to get the cover to start pinning Shayna, and by that time you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, the ending was the whole match was terrible. I mean, people were out there, saying, "Oh, the women's match was incredible." I don't know what standard of matches that these people are watching over the years. If that was incredible, then might as well give up watching wrestling now, mate. It was dog shit. It was really, really, the whole event was terrible. And we sit here all the time and we might critique AEW or whatever we're watching, Impact Wrestling, WWE, and people say, "Oh, you WWE fanboys." I'm not fanboying about anything about this event. It was awful, absolutely awful. I'm glad Roman won. Don't get me wrong. I was glad he kept his title because I don't think that's quite ready to. He was never going to. Realistically, let's talk realistic. He was never going to lose to LA Knight, was he? Come on.
No, I think generally, I don't know why people would have thought that he was going to drop it. It was. They keep saying that on the commentary how he's going to how he's close to making history and Hulk Hogan, and you know where it's going, and you know where he's going. You said this, I think, on the last podcast we did. You said that they're looking to go and break at least the reign of Hulk Hogan.
That's 3 more years.
Yeah, and they kept hinting now. The commentary, Michael Cole was hinting at, it's
Hogan's record, yeah.
Yeah. So get ready, because I think we're going to have a lot of disappointed people if they go through that way. But it looks as though that's the way they're going.
Yeah, I mean, talking of people kicking off, what did you make of a certain YouTuber, a podcaster won the WWE title, mate? Hey, I'm just saying. Me and you were available for WrestleMania.
We are.
Logan Paul. We called it, mate. Twitter went into meltdown. Logan Paul is now the United States champion. First of all, what did you think of the match? The only good thing about it was he saved Rey Mysterio from breaking his neck. I'll give Logan Paul his credit. When he caught him, you watched the replay, Rey Mysterio was that close on breaking his neck and maybe never walking again. Logan saved that dude's life, and so many people were tweeting about it and saying, but that aside, it was a pretty crap match. But we called Logan Paul winning the United States title. What did you make of it? What do you think they're going to do now? They're going to segue over to LA Knight and Logan Paul. We're only 3 weeks away from War Games Survivor Series.
Yeah, we are. I do you know what? I don't know. The problem I have with it, and I messaged you through it. Now, SmackDown's main 2 titles are now with part-timers. So what does that give everybody else?
Logan Paul's a free agent, though. He could go on Raw. He could go on SmackDown. He can go anywhere. I think we'll see him a lot more on WWE TV now, especially now he's got a title.
We have to, though, surely.
I don't think he'll be as part-time as Roman, because like I think you said to me, he's not scheduled for a Survivor Series, right?
He's next scheduled at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, geez, so he won't even be at well, he'll be at War Games. I just don't think he'll wrestle at War Games.
Wow.
Survivor Series, but yeah, I don't know, mate. I'm a bit deflated after this event, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the women's match was crap. Logan Paul was crap. Seth and Drew was really good, probably a solid 7 out of 10. What else?
Are you surprised they didn't turn him heel, McIntyre?
Yeah, they done that little bit afterwards, didn't they? Where they teased the thing backstage with Rhea Ripley. But yeah, this. Again, a lot of people were getting on this during the show. This show it was just like a house show, really. What did it do to advance? What's her name come back?
Very same.
That was it. And you could tell the crowd didn't have a clue she was. Do you know what? That didn't help this event. The crowd were dead. Absolutely. Obviously, it was moved to it. It was in the arena because of the weather.
Yeah.
So there was only 13,000 people in there. They had to move it inside because of the really bad weather they're having over there. So I'm guessing that was the reason, because obviously it was meant to be in the same stadium that Tyson Fury was in last weekend, which is huge. 13,000 people. The crowd really didn't help this event, mate. They were absolutely dead.
I was going to say it was just like watching Dynamite, but that would get people.
No, they weren't that dead. Let's not go.
No, it wasn't great. I mean, they had to pipe in noise during matches now.
And it wasn't even obvious.
No, it was shocking. The crowd only really come undone for, I think it was Cena and LA Knight, maybe even Cody. Everyone sings Cody's song, didn't they?
Yeah, even the Cody. Usually you can watch a Cody match and you're like, oh, this is even that. I was like, what was the point? Just bury Damian Priest, John Cena. You know, he's been tweeting out pictures of David Beckham. You know, hinting to his retirement. David Beckham it was a Instagram post from his last ever match. What did you make of Cody and Priest? Is Cena retired? Honestly, man, I don't think I've ever been so flat after watching a WWE pay-per-view. I'm just like, how the fuck are you meant to review this and talk about it? Because it was just goddamn. Well, you could just sit here and be like, that was awful, that was awful, that was awful, that was awful. Seth and Drew, that was it.
It's difficult to it. It's difficult.
What did you make of John Cena?
Yeah, it was quite. Well, I text you, and I said that is what Austin Theory should have got in the match with Cena. He scraped past Cena. He was better. I mean, Cena cooked Solo on the mic on SmackDown on yesterday, but the ending of that match shows me that the WWE, when Roman goes, they've got the next tribal chief there. That in Solo Sikoa. That's exactly what it showed me, and it? Because if they were that high on Austin Theory, they would have done that for Austin Theory at WrestleMania. They made him squeak past. I mean, Cena got offense in. Don't get me wrong. Cena got a lot of offense in against Solo, but it was a glorified squash. It took me back to when Lesnar decimated him at SummerSlam, but just not as bad. Obviously, Lesnar absolutely killed him. Solo just killed him at the end by trying to crush his windpipe with about 12 spikes. But that just proves to me that that's where they see Solo Sikoa.
I don't think Cena's going to retire yet. I think sure he's not going to retire at Crown Jewel. I mean, no way. I mean, I know he put out the Instagram post and everyone's putting 2 and 2 together and getting 20. Yeah. I think if he is going to retire, it'll be like a Mania or be on his, it wouldn't be going up against Solo Sikoa. What next now for the likes of Cody, Roman, where, in your opinion, what are you? I mean, we always fantasy book and talk about it's going this way. And Michael Cole alluded it to at the end of the Cody match. He can now concentrate on finishing the story. Are we now going to get the lead up to Cody and Roman at WrestleMania? Because you're kind of now, like we always say, you've got one more pay-per-view Survivor Series, and then effectively you're on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't. Oh, thanks to the Bounce Off the Top Ropes podcast there. Big up, lads. Great show. Thank you very much, sir. Where do they go from here? Usually, when pay-per-views finish, you can say, right, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. My point that I was going to make prior to that.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Oh, yeah, we're back. Yes,
we're
bloody.
back.
I can stupid StreamYard. Fireworks. Yes, bloody fireworks.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying about the end of the show and how you.
Yeah, I just felt like it was too much. Like Monday Night Raw has been so samey for the last month. Judgment Day, Sammy, Jay, Cody, and because of that, there's nothing else. Like at the end of this show, it's like they haven't really set anything up because it's all kind of, have they killed off that bit now and they're moving towards something else, or are they just going? Because they hyped up Raw, didn't they, with the four-way for the Intercontinental Championship #1 contender. And they done a silly segment with Miz and Grayson Waller on the show.
Oh, what was that about, bro?
I don't.
Don't get me wrong. The dude they brought out might be like, I don't know, a bit like us bringing out Paddy McGuinness or Michael McIntyre or something. I don't fucking know. That was, dude. Just when I thought that this show couldn't get any worse,
they done that.
That segment happened, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on here? But it just proves that when you obviously we can get into it. Like Gunther obviously wasn't there. He's not allowed to leave. You sent me a message saying because of visa issues he can't leave the country for 6 months.
He won't be.
You don't have. So yeah, he won't be in Australia. You don't have Becky Lynch on the show for whatever reason. You don't have Charlotte Flair on the show for whatever reason. You know what I mean? So even WWE were kind of like, we can't really be bothered with this show, but the Saudi government are giving us $50 million to come and do this show. Hence why they've now opened up that, you see that WWE experience that's opening in January. They're going to be back. I wouldn't be surprised if they're back there not long after WrestleMania or even before WrestleMania. They'll be back there again soon. And like I was saying just over on a show that I was just watching, they're going to have WrestleMania within the next 3 to 4 years. Mania will be in Saudi Arabia. I'm telling you now, 100%. You can guarantee it.
Probably, and that's a worrying concern.
It is, because they're saying we can't get it because of the time zones. I mean, me and you, that show started at 5 o'clock for us. 432. It started at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. On the West Coast, it started at like 10 in the morning. So if they do have a Mania, it's going to be them kind of times as well. I just think the whole thing with Saudi Arabia, it's just, I like it when they go to like Australia and the UK and Canada and places like this. To me, it's just a glorify. Every time they go there, it's if you look like this year, we had Cena. A couple of years ago, we had The Undertaker and DX and Kane. You've had Goldberg. You've had Lesnar. To me, this is just the Saudis going, right, what big name can you give us this year?
Didn't they have Hogan at one point as well?
Saudi Arabia.
Did they wheel out Hogan for one of the first Saudi shows? I'm sure they did.
Did they?
I'm sure.
So it started in 2018, right? I think it started in 2018. I'm sure it's.
Sure they wheeled Hogan out for one of them.
Oh, they might. We'll have to have I'm sure someone can let us know.
Sorry, he'll be on Dynamite in a few weeks.
What with the rest of the retirement home?
That was a Facebook.
But yeah, I don't know, mate. This is as for where they're going with storylines, let's look at Roman first. I mean, are they going to now run it like you say? He's not scheduled to be at Survivor Series War Games, so who knows? That's going to be, I think, the main event that they're going to push is looking like Raw versus SmackDown. The whole GMs going up against each other. I'm switching off for that. They might actually need someone like fucking CM Punk to come back at this show just to give it a little something. Because if it's anything like, the only good thing is, and me and you say this all the time, when you expect a WWE show to be bad, it's usually good. This one we didn't really know. about, and it was terrible. So
It was.
Survivor Series, they need to pull something out the bag now because you've got to bounce back from this kind of show. Because I gave this like a 1 out of 10. And that was just the one because I got to
You're
see
being
Roman Reigns.
generous.
I got to see, yeah, and I was probably being dead. Maybe because of Seth and Drew as well. Maybe I should give it a 3 just because of them, and I got to see Roman Reigns keep his title, which I thought was good. But as for where Roman goes now, I don't know, mate. How are you booking it?
Well, no, we're not at the minute, are we? Because he's not going to be there until Royal Rumble. I don't know who's next. I mean, you can argue LA Knight deserves a rematch because it was a typical bloodline finish, wasn't it? Everyone got involved. It was that. Where does he go? I really don't know. I don't know who's next for him because where does Orton end up in all this? Because that's the big return planned for Survivor Series. It's not CM Punk, it's Randy Orton. So where do we end up?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, the CM Punk isn't.
Okay.
I'm telling you now. Well, I say I'm telling you now. I'll look like an idiot now because this is live, so people can't just fall back through. I'm saying right now that CM Punk is not going to be at Survivor Series.
I reckon he'll go. I reckon I've got a feeling he could go to TNA.
Go to Did you see? Just I know we're switching gears quickly. You were asking Roman, but did you see somebody else playing a good game about with contracts and looking on Twitter when Seth Rollins on his match?
Oh, dude, our man Will, Mr. Ospreay. Yeah, he sent out the old eye emoji, didn't he, to Seth?
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. Yeah, he is the freest of free agents, so I would love.
He's the biggest free agent of 2024. Nothing. MJF is not the biggest free agent. Will Ospreay is the biggest free agent of 2024.
Do you think WWE would be right for him?
No,
I don't.
They were talking. There was reading something about him being the face of NXT Europe. I think, fucking, you kidding me?
Forgot that's starting next year, isn't it? Yeah, they're gonna. I think, from what I've heard, that's going to kick off around the same time as the pay-per-view in Berlin. From what I'm hearing, yeah, I'm thinking that's all going to. Hence, why they're doing the show in Berlin. Yeah, I don't think Ospreay will be. But then again, AEW. I don't know. He's too young to go to AEW. He can't go there. Well, imagine him, Real Ospreay versus Ric Flair and the Big Show, and TNA. Potentially, he's had a good few matches in TNA. I know he was a big part of the UK tour. So, yes. But Ospreay versus Seth Rollins, that would be good.
I'd love that. I would love that. But going back to Roman, I don't know. I really don't know where they go from here.
Unless they're just going to be The Rock, but then again, this writer's strike is ending now. Apparently, he's going to go back to making movies, so that's all up in the air again. Or is it just the longest of long builds to him versus Cody at WrestleMania? But what do you have as the main event? You can't. What's the main event of the Rumble? He's not a Survivor Series. He's got to go up against someone at the Rumble. Is it the rematch against LA Knight? Is it Will Ospreay? Is it?
Won't be Ospreay. Ospreay's contract ain't up till February.
Oh, there you go. Then so it won't be Ospreay. So we won't be seeing him to at least Elimination Chamber. So yeah, who? LA Knight maybe.
Maybe again, LA Knight, second match with Knight, or I mean, do they bring somebody new in? Is Randy Orton going to be on SmackDown? Is he the one that goes up against?
That would be interesting. That would be good.
I can't see anything else. I really don't. There's nobody on SmackDown at the minute. There's nobody there that is that close to where you'd say put the title, put him in the championship. LA Knight had the biggest momentum. He still hasn't lost the momentum after this match at all. But unless you're bringing in somebody new or it's somebody returning, I don't know where they go with Roman from here. Same with Seth now. Where does he go? Does he have another match with McIntyre? Or here's my thing: do they kick Priest out? So does Priest foul the cash in? They kick him out and McIntyre comes in.
Ooh,
well, we know the reason why McIntyre didn't win the title, don't you?
Because of his contract. Yeah,
absolutely. They're not going to put a title on him if he's going to.
So he signed a new deal. Yeah,
I think he's gone. I think he'll be in AEW.
He's definitely about 40 years too young.
But he's
Drew McIntyre versus Ric Flair at Full Gear. Can't wait.
I believe that's. I believe McIntyre is going to go to
TNA.
I think so. I don't know what their budget's like. I mean, we're talking Punk, Ospreay, and McIntyre. I think they'd have to get rid of 90% of their roster just to fit them in, wouldn't they? I don't know what they, wouldn't be surprised if one of them does.
Who?
Wouldn't be surprised if one of those three ends up in TNA.
They're going to need someone to really re-kick it off. I mean, where's AJ Styles these days?
He's back next week. Spoiler.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, mate.
There you go. AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Royal Rumble. There you go.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I'm just giving you something to go back. But yeah, I think Styles is due back next week.
Okay. Okay.
So what's next for Seth?
For
Seth. Where do we go with Seth? Is it McIntyre again?
Randy Orton.
Do you know what I was thinking? Orton costs, like, it's Raw and SmackDown. Orton is back on Raw for argument's sake, but he RKO's Cody and makes him lose.
And then you get off to the races with Randy and Cody.
Races with them two. Them two have got history.
How'd you get to Cody and Roman Reigns at Mania then?
He'd have to win something later on down the line. Because I don't know. He's not winning the Rumble again. Surely not. He's not going to win it a second time.
Orton could win the Rumble.
Orton could win the Rumble.
Orton or The Rock, I reckon. Orton or The Rock are my picks to win the Rumble. I think if they're going to segue The Rock into it somehow after this, they need something after this fucking shambles that we just watched, after this absolute clusterfuck of a show. We need something. Honestly, mate, I'm struggling to even talk about this show. It was so bad.
It is awkward. It is it's one of the worst things. I mean, obviously, this is our first live, and we've gone live after.
What a time to go live with the biggest time of shit that we've ever done, that we've ever watched. But yeah, I don't know, mate. It's gonna be interesting what they do. What did you make of the women's match? We'll go through both of them. We mentioned the Rhea Ripley match there. That was goddamn awful. What did you make of the title match?
Bianca's one was all right. I thought it was good. It was always going to be. I mean, them two never let you down. Carrie Sane coming back. So does that then start pushing EO away from Bailey and into
sets them two up for the match?
Them two to set them up for the match.
Where's Jade Cargill fit into all this? I thought is she definitely going to be NXT? Do you think? Because I thought, if anything, they might have debuted her tonight and doing something. But I'm guessing she's not even in the country. I'm guessing she's fucking in Rochester, New York, or just in catering again. I don't know where she is. But what are we doing with Cargill here? Are we NXT in her? Are we SmackDown? Are we Raw? I've got a feeling Raw now. Yeah. I've got a feeling she goes to Rhea Ripley.
Seems a logical bet. Rhea Ripley's got nobody left. She's beaten them all tonight, realistically. So who, it makes, in that sense, it makes sense because there is nobody left. So Rhea Ripley could have this big, they like doing these championship celebrations that WWE are very known for. She could have one of those and she could be interrupted by Jade Cargill. Yeah. But Survivor Series, I think, is too early for that.
No, they need something, mate, because they're going to.
It needs something.
It needs something after this. After watching 3.5 hours of absolute.
Yeah, it went long, didn't it? What was Rhea Ripley's entrance about?
What were them dudes come out, and I was just like, oh, fucking, what were they?
Well, the Undertaker was coming out for a minute.
Oh, mate. Well, it wouldn't surprise you, mate. He's Crown Jewel. They've done it before. It wouldn't surprise you, mate. But yeah, that entrance was terrible, mate. The entire event, apart from the first match, I have to go. The highest I can go is 3 out of 10.
I have to agree. I can't give it any higher because it was just a shambolic.
Yeah,
shit show. Really,
it was shit, mate. Absolute. And we sit here and we get, we talk about AEW and all these other companies and they don't do well. This is one of the worst pay-per-views I've seen in years from WWE. It was goddamn awful. And,
I think the one that springs to mind, one of the worst ones. Do you remember during the pandemic, the Extreme Rules one, where they had Seth Rollins poke Mysterio's eye out, or the Money in the Bank one on top of
the building, on top of the WWE towers. Yeah, that was
there was a couple of shockers. The Otis one,
Otis won Money in the Bank, and then they realised after about a month they'd really fucked up and got it off him. It was awful, mate, but awful. But yeah, what a time to try out our first live show, mate. It was.
We'll have to do another one after a bet. Now we know how to do it. We better do it when the show's on.
Yeah, we can go live and we can watch it. We'll try maybe. I think Survivor Series is on a Saturday, so depending on the time of it, and if me and you can get, if we're not at football or whatever the hell we're doing that day, we could always try and go live for Survivor
It'll be
Series,
a
and then we
1
can.
a.m. job. It'll be a 1 a.m. job, Survivor Series. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's on a Saturday. Yeah, it's on a Saturday. That's the point. Yeah, everything isn't at the same time as Crown Jewel.
everything.
Yeah, it'd be a 1 o'clock in the morning job, but we could try and maybe do so because it's on a Saturday. We haven't got to get up on a Sunday morning. Well, I won't.
Well, we do. We
Um,
got football and stuff like. Someone has given it a 9 out of 10. Sorry.
what? Oh, and tweeting us. Yeah, make sure at HTT Buckle. If anyone wants
Yes,
to follow
someone
us.
has given it 9 out of 10.
AG. Yeah, I've just seen that on our Twitter.
Has that person watched the?
I don't
they
reckon
watched the
they've
same
watched it.
Crown Jewel as what we've done.
Yeah, someone put if WWE had any brains, they would have Seth win and Priest beat Seth with the Money in the Bank. Have Priest lose the championship to Cody. We all know Reigns can't lose due to his bogus contract. So at least do something. The pop would have been incredible. Yeah.
Here's another one. You'll love this one. So
Okay.
this is a Shoeless Joe. 2.75. Reigns is the absolute worst long-term champion of all time.
Who said that?
Someone called Shoeless Joe at Joe Ram 13.
Worst champion of all time?
Yes.
Did they not watch it when Jinder Mahal was champion?
Long-term champion.
Oh, long-term. Hulk Hogan? He wasn't exactly fucking the best champion ever. Come on now, Ric Flair. He's had the belt for what? No, Roman Reigns is one of the best. His storyline's really. It's the only thing saved the show. Really, is we're getting to see the Tribal Chief. But yeah, that was it, mate. I don't know. Yeah, but we'll try and do another live again. Yeah, we're trying. We'll have to try and do a better one when the show's better. But you can follow us on Twitter at HTT.
Guests this week. Guests. Sorry.
Bangers. Yeah, who we got coming up this week, bro?
Me and Fiona are interviewing Joe Garley from the NWA, the commentator that does all of the power tapings.
Nice.
We're doing that, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday. It will drop. Friday, me and you are going to be interviewing the Tribal Chief's cousin, yes, Lance Anawaya, who has just finished with MLW. He's just finished up there. He's coming on the show on Friday. Me and you are going to have the honor of interviewing the Tribal Chief's
cousin Chief.
Cousin Chief. Yeah, maybe we could get him called Cousin Chief.
Yeah.
And I am now in direct contact with our big guest.
Oh, look, we can finally kind of not mention it still, but mention it. I got you. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. That is going to be huge.
I am now dealing with that side of it.
Are we going to go live for that?
Oh, could we? That's
a chat to have. That would be a chat to have. I don't know. I wouldn't want the internet to fucking crash halfway through that. If we can't do it, that would make that
would be the word. We had a bit of a down spell on this for about 6
this is on StreamYard. First time we've used this. I'm never a Mac. You got to use it on Chrome. If you've got Chrome on your laptop, it's better on Chrome. And yeah, but we tried. We tried to. Probably the first time we did. But yeah, anyone wants to follow us on social media at HTT Buckle on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Ignite. Anyone wants to come down to Ignite? We are there next Sunday down in Boreham Wood. Check out our socials for that. Adam was frozen again and he's not moving, so I'm probably just talking to myself. We're at Ignite Wrestling next weekend on Sunday. But check us out on the socials. Right. TikTok, we're on there. Anyway, you can just type in Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with our shows next week. Make sure you come and check us out. But hope you've enjoyed us kind of recapping. I nearly said recrapping, which is probably about the right term to use for this fucking show. Hope you've enjoyed us recapping this show. But till next time, everybody, buckle down. Stay safe. Boom, boom, boom.